I've got to believe in the cards like my friends believe in me.
Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
Impossible!
I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle.
Exodia! It's not possible! No one's ever been able to call him!
Exodia! Obliterate!
What makes this one of the most replayed scenes? I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it also has meaning. Meaning that we're conscious of within the context of the story, and meaning with unconscious elements that engage our emotions, a bit of jouissance, and meaning that is deeper still with roots in the collective unconscious that get us rallying for the protagonist of the story, Yugi, who is also the archetypal hero, the hero with 1,000 faces that lives within each of us. Replete with symbolic meaning, events like this are open to various interpretations, and we can keep going, but let's stop at numbers. Numbers are the archetypes of order, according to Jung, so numbers can help us make sense of the world. They can create order during times of disorder, as we're going through today. In this duel, we see the number 3. The 3 dragons can be thought to represent the id, ego, and the superego, while their owner, the antagonist of the story, Seto Kaiba, exemplifies ego identification and hubris in his hunger for greed and power. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow, and so it's no coincidence that the dragons are of the light attribute. Whatever is rejected from the self appears in the world as an event, counsels Jung. And blinded by the light of his own ego and unaware of the shadow, Kaiba is blindsided by darkness, the attribute of Exodia. And here we observe the trope of 5. The 5 pieces of Exodia can be related to our 5 senses. So this duel symbolizes the dismantling of our models of the world by the objective, unadulterated reality that is filtered in through our 5 senses. The insight being that we can only maintain our facades, our illusions of self-deception for so long until reality catches up and equilibrium follows. The truth always finds a way to prevail, a bit like how inflation is blowing up in our faces right now. So we can also scale this interpretation from the individual to the collective. The gerontocracy, which governs our legislative, executive, and judicial branches, has shamelessly mortgaged our futures out by racking up debt in exchange for its own short-term gains and profits. So this duel also symbolizes the creative destruction that's needed for our society to adapt, evolve, and thrive. And like Yugi was guided by his grandfather to assemble the 5 pieces of Exodia, here we likewise encounter the wise old man archetype in the real world, exemplified by Mr. Ray Dalio, who has been orienting everyone to the 5 big forces driving the changing world order: money printing, wealth inequality and civil conflicts, international conflicts, acts of nature, and technological innovations. Historically, the number 5 has been associated with change, evolution, and abundance. And indeed, it was the number 5 by which the metaphor for Web3 was conceived, the Archimedes Lever. Last year, Vitalik Buterin shared his thoughts on the 5 applications in the Ethereum ecosystem that need to be developed: money, decentralized finance, decentralized identity, decentralized governance, or DAOs, and hybrid applications that connect the on-chain world and the off-chain world. Like Exodia, the 5 pieces of the puzzle came together. But in order to make it all click, we needed to solve money, the wheel that mobilizes the machine. Bitcoin, which is the de facto store of value, is a great commodity, but it's not money. And neither is ETH, though it serves as a very important medium of exchange. The trinity of money is completed with Ample, which is a unit of account. And 3 being the number of transformation, we go from 4 to 5 very quickly, as Chainlink, the middleware that connects everything across and within blockchains, brings wholeness and unity to the space, and enables us to finally have inflation-resistant, decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash, as Satoshi had imagined. This is Spot. Spot is digital cash that doesn't lose purchasing power, and with this we can create value for end users in completely novel ways. What might we see today? The end of financial slavery and economic freedom are on the table as we embark through the 4th turning. Previous 4th turnings have resulted in unthinkable outcomes, like the abolishment of slavery following the Civil War during the 1800s. As we go through our 4th turning, it's important we zoom out and adopt a broader, longer-term perspective. The story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is essentially Egyptian mythology presented with modern wrappers, and it began 5,000 years ago. So now might be a good time to create some order and brush up on debt the first 5,000 years.
It's time to duel!